Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome to what is potentially the last stream of Sherlock Chapter 1. I'm wasting absolutely no time. Let's dive straight in. So we're doing Case Iron Coffin first. People died in a safe. Home Security Company arrested. The situation is quite peculiar. Dead inside a safe and store. Claims innocence, but the evidence is against him. He's been held in holding cells at the police station. Trained as much as I shouldn't reveal any of the suspects. I'm not actually an officer. Cool. I think that's a trophy as well. Pretending to be the policeman. Police cap. Policeman doesn't have a black eye. Eye patch. Does have glasses though. Definitely a pencil mustache. Pirate eyeliner makes him more believable as a policeman. That's something else like. That's fine. Okay. So where am I going? It's already on the map somewhere. And the holding cells at the police station. Then the police station we shall go. Huzzah! If you are hearing any background noise, that's the puppy currently trying to destroy all of our toys. Ruthless killer to be. If only she wasn't so damn cute.
What a long day. Oh, what a long day.
Let's just make sure there's nothing else. So now I'm guessing I do need to go downstairs. Oh, one door. There we go.
What a long day.
Maybe for you. Nothing to eavesdrop on with you guys? Doesn't look it.
Excuse me, but are you Mr. Capello? My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm hoping you could spare a moment to talk.
Manners? What a pleasant surprise. Most of your colleagues have lacked even the simplest of common courtesies.
Honourable cop.
You're a suspect, sir, but not yet a criminal. I shan't treat you as such. Your case is refreshingly unusual, and I wish to get to the bottom of it.
Manners and enthusiasm. Huh. May you go far, young man. What can I help you with?
Let's observe him. That broken nose. Just look okay. Fresh and fashionable. Usually there's something on the hands, yep. Looks like he's been in a fight. Oh, on the other hand, married, does he? Tight on the finger. Local proprietor of the famous Armoire Capello safe locked door and home security company. In the police station holding cells as prime suspect. Early 40s. Flair for new and fashionable, keeps his frustrations bottled up while at the police station, but could be prone to violence. a hand which might be a result of a fight attached to his family. Keeps calm, focused despite being arrested. His bruising heart probably had to defend himself. He values his family life. Go impulsive. Not sure if it's
You are
accurate, but
surprisingly composed for a man accused of murder. Not so easily shaken, I take it.
Life is full of surprises. You'd be astonished how many deals go sour due to a force majeure. One becomes skilled at adapting. I am confident this will all be set straight. Until then, I will endure.
And yet your fist tells a different story. It seems you recently found yourself in a fight.
A fight? I'm afraid not, young man. It was a minor mishap, with none such adventure. To
Lies.
succeed in life, you don't need to fight. One must simply be smart and persistent. I'm speaking from experience.
don't believe you.
Please, tell me how you ended up in this situation.
Well, this morning some clients arrived to finalize their purchase of a Capello modular safe. But when we opened the door, out tumbled a dead man.
And I take it
Interesting.
this wasn't normal.
No, I normally keep my corpses in the wardrobe. Please, young man, spare me your wit. The rest of the day was a blur. I recognized the victim,
don't keep mine
and
there.
it seems so did the police. That was enough to make me the main suspect.
Who sent for the authorities?
No one. As it happens, we had a break-in last night. Nothing was stolen, but for insurance purposes, the report had to be made. So, police officers just happened to be on the premises when we discovered the body in the safe.
You mentioned you were showing your wares to some prospective buyers when the safe was opened. Who were they?
Clerks from the bank. They inspected the safe from top to bottom yesterday. I assumed the sale was just a formality at that point.
And the safe was closed?
It's usually open, but it locks automatically when the door swings closed. That's another marvelous Capello invention.
A coffin that locks itself. Marvelous indeed. Help me grasp your movements yesterday. What time did you meet the customers from the bank, and did you have any other appointments?
Yesterday, the bank clerks arrived at 10 a.m. Afterwards, I was alone in the office until my wife Augusta came in at 3 p.m. I left for home at 6:30 p.m.
And what about this morning?
Our
Okay.
meeting for the demonstration was set for 9 a.m. I arrived about half an hour prior in order to prepare.
I have one final inquiry. Do you recall the time at which the safe door was closed?
Young man, I may just as well ask you when you closed your cigar case. I have opened our safes a dozen times a day for a dozen years. I do not recall.
I mean, that seems fair.
You say you became the suspect when the police identified the victim. Is there history between you?
Surely you jest. That man and I have never met and never would, unless he became the first deity in history to use our products.
Some sort of family feud? I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
You must be new to Cordona. It's an old tale. Back in Italy, generations ago, the deities tried to ruin our family business. They nearly succeeded. The Capellos rightfully struck back, but there has been bad blood ever since.
And does that blood flow in you too?
I told you, sir, it's an old story, or it was. I fear this horrible event portends worse to come. My wife may be in danger as we speak.
I'd like to
Really?
inquire about the burglary.
I'm not sure I see the connection, but if you wish to know more, talk to Billy Lloyd, the night watchman. He scared off the thief.
Was it also Billy that discovered the burglar?
No, my wife did. She had stayed late yesterday. Poor Augusta. At least she's safer with the police than at home alone.
Well, Mr. Capello, I think that's all I need from you at present. Where can I find your office?
Here, take my card. Billy should be on site to assist with the investigation. And please, sir, would you check on my wife before you depart?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I will
can do.
endeavour to speak with her before I leave the station.
Please, treat her gently. Women lack our resilience when it comes to ordeals like this. I shall
Well,
eagerly await your
I don't know, the
return.
last woman I was
After all,
investigating turned out to be the killer.
yes, I can do.
So, what evidence have I gathered here? Timeline, that's cool. Character profile, playing. His testimony. Okay. So the other suspects here, or is it just him in jail? That's gonna do this then. Huh. So they actually did just hoy him in. Okay. Looking for the address. No, I didn't pass him. Important. Who's at the Armoire Capello office on Alder Street to the east of St. Clemens Cathedral in Scalido. Alder Street, east of St. Clemens. Is that the cathedral? East Alder Street. It's probably around here somewhere. It's the market. So let's put it there just now. Cause there's no actual. Well, that's right in the middle of the two fast travel spots. And I'm at one, so I may as well just run it. Stay in my police disguise, because that'll help with one of the trophies.
Mrs. Capello, please wait in the office. The inspector will be here soon.
Miss Capello's here. What? I don't understand.
So much work, so little time.
Where is she then? That's not her. Oh,
You must be the inspector.
Would you be Augusta Capello?
here
Must
we
I
go.
really repeat myself to every baby-faced man in uniform that strikes
Hey, I've got a fake mustache on. I'm not babyface.
Forgive me, I am not the inspector, but I am working on your husband's case.
Then I have nothing to say to you. Come back with the inspector in charge so that we may dispense with the endless repetition.
Used what recently? Lodonium. Is that a harp? Wedding ring. Has been fidgeting with her wedding ring due to stress. Has recently used laudanum but doesn't seem accustomed to the drug. I don't know. Let's go with shocked. I feel there's not enough information to confirm one way or the other.
Whilst I prefer German composers, the harp solo from Lucia di Lammermoor stands out as one of Donizetti's finest contributions to the form. I'm sure Basilio thought the same.
He did. How? Did he tell you how we met?
Oh, there was no need. It is trivial to observe how much you value your memories of playing harp in the orchestra, and even an amateur Italian harpist would be familiar with Donizetti's finest work.
Yes. Music is a balm in these uncertain times. It is nice to meet another who appreciates it.
Much as I appreciate the truth. Please, Mrs. Capello, let me help you and your husband.
I am not unappreciative, sir. But I'm afraid I presently lack the strength.
Shocked is potentially right then.
Basilio tells me you were present during the burglary yesterday. What can you tell me about it?
Oh, it gave me such a fright. I fainted, fell to the floor. I wish I could help you, but, I'm just utterly useless. Please, I want to rest before the inspector arrives.
Were
all
you
the
familiar
victims.
with the deceased man found in the safe?
No, I did not know him, nor can I conceive of how the poor soul ended up there.
Answering more than was asked.
You've had quite the day, Mrs. Capello. I shall leave you be. If I have further questions, I may visit again later.
A new character profile there. the archives, don't need them just now. Right, so yeah, I've got my pinpoint to Isengard. Down here. The cathedral there, I think. And this is the market anyway. There we go. See what we can find.
Hello there. The best on the market. You can wallop them, you can burn them. Nothing will work.
I bet he tested that himself.
Well, the code to all safes in the office is 00130500. Oh, he's not off to a good start then, is he?
Strength, security, peace of mind. Tacky.
Well, you know, that's your opinion, good sir.
Excuse
Nope.
me, sir. Can I help you?
Ill-fitting
Depends.
pants, wonky nose, and hair that appears to have been cut by your own hand. You must be Billy Lloyd.
Oh, it's you. I knew you'd come.
You did?
You're Mirko Gallia, the best investigative journalist on Cordona. I'm a fan of your work.
Alas, you're mistaken. The name is Sherlock Holmes, and your employer...
Oh, of course. Discretion. I'm sorry. I doubt the policeman upstairs heard me, though, so your secret is safe with me, Sherlock.
Mr. Capello told me you were present during the burglary and scared the criminal off the property.
There, you should have seen it. As soon as the burglars saw me, they went white as death. Ran out the back door of the office. I heard a thud and cat shrieks, so I think they went over the railing and into the bushes out back. Clearly, my reputation precedes me. Mr. Capello was so proud.
You're a guard, but you didn't give chase.
By the time I made it outside, they were miles away. So I went back to help Mrs. Capello. That kind of gentlemanly courtesy is why I'm so well regarded round these parts.
What did the thief look like?
Shorter than me, mid-20s, a huge scar across the right cheek going from the eye. Short hair. She didn't look like a ghost. Too corporeal.
Hold on. She? You didn't think to mention the burglar was a woman?
Why did you assume it was a man? It's the 19th century, sir. Ambitious young women are out there pursuing a career, and I, for one, encourage it.
Yes, spare me the sermon. When did the burglary happen?
Oh, after 10 in the evening. I was just talking to Mrs. Capello.
Does she normally work this late?
No, it's the first time it happened. Usually I'm alone at night. I was explaining to Mrs. Capello how drinking water every 3 hours can help with digestion, when she excused herself and went back upstairs. Then there was a scream, and I ran up to the office, and...
I know what happened next, thank you. What about last evening? Do you have any more details about the break-in?
Of course. I write down everything that happens during my watch. Take a look.
Fastidious
excellent.
in its mundanity, but I will make of it what I can. I must go and inspect the crime scene. If I have further questions, Mr. Lloyd, I will find you.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be able to keep away.
Right.
Definitely nothing else down here. Just, yeah, okay, nothing else here. Ooh, exciting. Was he alive?
Blood on the safe door could have been left by the victim.
Looks like scratches as well.
Bruises, torn nails, bleeding was severe and continued at length.
Yeah, so he was alive when he was put in.
Bulging veins, cyanosis, bloodshot eyes, odd foaming in the mouth.
blunt force
Clear
trauma?
indications of blunt trauma, possibly inflicted before the victim was in the safe.
I'd make a great
Clothes
detective.
are not fully buttoned. Was the victim dressing or undressing? What a rotten way to die.
Yeah, a shame.
What do we have here?
The bottle is half empty.
Part of me is
Why?
wondering, is
Well
it a she or is he just saying that to distract the suspect to someone else? Or away from someone else? Oh, here we go.
Recently used, but why would it be here?
A hidden glass. Entertaining for two then.
Oh, actually, no.
Do you know anything else about the dead body in the safe?
Well, there is the rule of threes. You can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours in harsh weather, and 3 minutes
Have you talking?
without air. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, very enlightening, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you.
I know of it, but forgot. I don't know.
I mean, I think the world
What can you
record
tell
for
me about
without
Mr. Capello?
breathing is like
He's a good
7,
employee.
8 minutes or something.
Very focused
Maybe longer.
on work, and very serious about security, of course, since he employed a night watch of my caliber. Not everyone appreciates his strict business approach, though. Store clerks don't seem to last long in the office.
Good to know. Is this code memo still valid?
Oh, yes, it's the same combination code everywhere. It corresponds to Mrs. Capello's birthday, actually. In fact, during this year's celebration, I was allowed a sip of champagne. That's when I had to dry my trousers, and then I had to...
Okay, thank you, Billy. Have you noticed anything different about Mrs. Capello recently?
Not really. She talks to me more when I start my shift. Probably because of the 100 Best Curry Recipes book I'm reading. Oh, and we've been running out of paper a lot lately, so she often sends me out to buy more for her. She's very particular about the paper we use. Only one store on the island stocks it, and it's on the other side of the town. But I'm really fast.
Interesting, thank you.
Oh, she does that to get rid of him. The Science Show. A -4, a -1, and a -2. Let's get rid of that one actually, so. It's a +2 though. Right, hang on, I've got 4 there. I can half that. And I can swap it to a minus. There we go. I've got a 2 there. But what I want is a 4 red. 5. Well, minus 5 plus 2 would get me minus 3. And the minus 2 then. And that one. Maybe, no. Oh wait, actually. That. What was I thinking? That plus. No. So combine them. That's 4 and 3. If I flip it, it's minus 3. So that was meaning take away that. It's minus 1, minus 3. One off, and then one off. So yeah, that wasn't what I was thinking either. Oh, come on, brain. Oh, that solves red and green. And that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. I want to go W. Oh, that's not what I want. But that is no. Oh Jesus, I'm all can't speak. Do that, and then flip you. Right, that's me got my minus 2. Let's just bring you down here to take up less space. Right, I've got 3 there. I want to half that and flip it. Although actually, see if I can combine them. What does that give me? Ah, boom. This is what I was thinking. I couldn't finish the thoughts. That's minus 1 and minus 2. Ah, shit. I'm already using the 3. Yeah. Geez, oh, this has stumped me a wee bit. Three and 1. Hang on. If I go up 1. I can do this. I absolutely Oh, so simple. So simple. M2. I want to flip them both. -3. -2. I want to put them both down. -4. Actually, I want to put you up. -4, -1, -2. There we go. That took me far too long considering how simple that is. Oh! What's up, pup? We'll just pretend that didn't take me as long as it did, right? So what's here? Amor Capello. Just the victim. Billy heard her go through the bushes in the backyard during her escape. And that's me if it. Alright, so pen evidence. Let's see what else we've got here.
The concert program from 7 years ago. An Augusta La Duca is listed as a harpist in the orchestra.
Have they met? We do not have the time today for a chat because of my important client meeting, but I'm concerned about your desire to work such late hours. You seemed happy about it, so I did not bring it up previously, but perhaps it is best that we have a conversation. I'm sure we can find a different arrangement. Are they having an affair? Or one of them?
2 theatre tickets for Shakespeare's Othello. The performance is tomorrow.
Have to respect the classics.
True. Classics are classical. Turns home. Oh, okay. Keys are now mine. Scheduled planned weeks ahead. There are several noteworthy recent entries. First, a meeting with a detective from several weeks ago, and second, 2 days ago with the safe. Yesterday and
Well-organised
today.
workplace.
Mr. Capello is the best.
Okay, this chap is seriously creepy.
What else have I picked up here? Broken banister.
The letter F is inscribed within a 4-leaf clover pattern. A comprehensive set of lockpicks, recently cleaned with no fresh scratches. Passe muraille. Walk through walls in French. Our thief seems rather arrogant.
Just a tad. Key, evidence. I've had a double lockpick. I thought it was funny. Need to check the archives for him. Cool. I discovered that I've been avoid the night when I've seen that in Nothing Stone. I mean, that symbol does mean archives. Oh. Not this way. You must be missing something. Go back in. There's definitely something I'm missing.
Do you know anything about these entries?
No, but Mr. Capello is so well organised. I use a different method, very popular among the Buddhist monks. You create an attic in your mind and...
I'm familiar. Keep it tidy, put only necessary information in, remove unnecessary information regularly.
What? No, it's called an attic. You just stuff it with everything. You never know what might prove helpful someday.
That is profoundly upsetting.
Oh, actually, no.
Do you know whose keys these are?
They're probably Mr. Capello's. Police took him so suddenly. I have the same set, but it's more efficient. Has fewer keys.
So you don't have access to the entire office?
No. Only Mr. and Mrs. Capello have the key to the back door.
Do you know
It's
what
in a
this
very
note
positive
might be
light.
about?
I cannot presume to know another's mind, of course, but... I think Mr. and Mrs. Capello have been having some familial difficulties. Probably due to their lack of children. One of my oldest friends helps couples with their relationship troubles, and he always says...
You don't have to continue.
Oh, well, he says that to me as well, but I'm perfectly happy to.
No, I insist.
I'm going to catch the criminal myself, but...
There we go, all
Later.
evidence. Office, they were recently cleaned, so yeah, that's... Head to the police station and chat with some people. I'll check the reports as well in here, because I think if there's to be any, it'd be the report on the burglary, so it'd be in these archives.
I don't know. I'm just so exhausted, sir. I'm just so
Well, you know
exhausted,
something.
sir. Can we please do this later?
To the best of your knowledge, does the safe's combination remain the same?
Nearly always. We have a default combination code we use on all our products for convenience. My husband can change it, though.
And no others?
I don't know. I certainly can't. I'm just so exhausted, sir. I don't know. I don't know. Can we please do this later? I'm just so exhausted, sir.
Mrs. Capello, would you think your husband capable of that which he is accused?
No. Basilio is a good man, a devoted man. I love him. He cares about his work and cares about me. He approaches all his passions with diligence and temerity. I think there is nothing he could not achieve if he set his mind to it. Indeed, in all our years together, I cannot recall a single business opportunity Basilio failed to see through.
Thank you, Mrs. Capello.
Interesting. Let's still telling me to look at archives, so I'm going to go in here and try first. Go victims. Okay. Yeah. So it's not here then. That's fine. Let's go downstairs and speak to him again.
Long day.
I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this.
Is this note still valid?
Oh yes, we use this code by default for each safe. Now sometimes a buyer may ask to see how it can be changed, but I always reset it afterwards.
And the safe containing the body used the default code, I presume?
As it happens, no. In my demonstration, I wanted to show the bank clerks how easy it was to set a different combination.
Interesting. Thank you.
Another question? Not much to say, I'm sorry. Another question?
What was your intent behind this note?
This is private, young man, and hardly relevant.
Its relevance, as it were, remains to be seen.
My
Come on,
wife
tell
Augusta
me.
joined me in business half a year ago, but works late hours. I worry because I love her. What else do you need to know?
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
she's having an affair.
I'm interested in some entries in your diary that may prove important. Could you elaborate on these ones here?
Bene, I won't name the detective, but rest assured that is unrelated to the investigation. It is just one of our clients. And those safe entries are about an interested party who was going to purchase the product. We met yesterday, and today we're to finalize the transaction. Alas, that opportunity is no more.
What a shame.
Another question? Another question? I'm afraid I have nothing to add to
Business
this.
affairs, you'll talk about that,
Not
surely.
much to say. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How long have you known your wife, Mr. Capello?
How is that relevant, young man?
I
Please,
said
need a
it is.
complete picture of all the parties involved. Consider, perhaps, the possibility that the burglar was targeting your wife.
It seems unlikely, although if a Detti was out to threaten my wife... We met 7 years ago. Augusta was a harpist with an Italian orchestra. The passion in her eyes back then. I am glad she still has some of it now.
And you and your wife get along well?
I love her most dearly, and I know Augusta loves me. I fear someday she may be bored at work, but I try to give her all she wants.
Okay. So I need to find out where I have to research this. So the police station didn't work, or I was doing it wrong, which, let's face it, with me is highly plausible. Let's go try the archives at City Hall and see if I get any better results there. I do like about this game, it's the quick fast travels. Like no time. Oh, there we go. Again, that's mostly the PS5 from what I've heard about how it works. That's the deputy office. Yeah, this is the archive. Okay. Businesses. British. Where am I? Scalito? Silverton? Okay. Maybe not British. Okay, don't like any of them. Let's try Citizens. Nothing at all there. It must be newspapers. I have to go through it. This is one of the downsides, is it doesn't tell you clearly what I should be looking for. It just says I need to research something. I suppose that's good, just get me think about it, but the description on this clue doesn't really give me much. But normally only Billy's on site. I don't know what I meant to look for this. Recent officials, don't think they're. Current events, front page, articles, not. Current year, maybe? Right, 3 months when I talk to everybody. I've spoke to everybody I can at the moment. This is my time frame. Denny's safe. Who's at the Billy? I've spoke to. Bring his evening, which may be Detty and Camels, but claims to have never known Nicolo personally. Where am I meant to go next? So this tells me I should research this, but that's what the wee symbol of the book means. But it seems that nothing was stolen. Interview the back door during the evening when normally only Billy's on site. If I go through the bushes in the backyard, lockpicks French. Inside a 4-leaf clover pattern, the back has anyone in chat got any ideas? Because I've checked out the police records. I've checked out. So yeah, that's telling me there's no more evidence at the scene. I mean, am I just going to have to keep clicking everything? Go back to City Hall. This is so bizarre. Cora, sit. Sorry, Cora. This is why you don't jump up on things. You pull down all the cables for the laptop. Silly pup. 1 second, people. See? All you had was a charger fall on you there. Silly puppy. Silly puppy. That's it. Good girl. Sit nice. Sit. Good. Good girl. Right. Back to City Hall. It's not dinner time yet. We've got another half hour. There you are, John.
I'll be right here.
Helpful. I was hoping to give me a clue. Right. So businesses, because it's the Armor Capella business. Period is recent, I would say. Registry. Say legal documents. And we're in Scalido. Maybe I don't want legal documents. Occupation. Just go double check. Yeah, is it Scalido I'm in? Okay, right. No more playing around with official other maybe. I'm in Scalido. No. Don't think so. I'm now just going to have to brute force it. This is insane. Just John. Yes, John, I'm struggling with the archives. You're ever so helpful. I don't understand. I do not understand. Let's go back to the police station and look at their reports. This is beyond a joke. How am I struggling so much? Anyone in the chat know what I should do? I think it's annoying me more the fact that this is a side case and not the main case. I've only got 2 left, this and the one final main case, and I'm struggling. I've had no major issues up to this point. Right, crime is, I'd say property crimes or misdemeanors. We're talking about burglary. Districts were in Scalido. Instruments of crime. Instruments. Oh, the lockpicks. Oh, I'm on it. It might not be misdemeanors, it might be property crimes. Yes! Oh, that was painful. I'm so sorry for people watching. That was painful for me to go through. Let's see here, what do we have? So Felicia Sevong, age 26, currently filled with the Backyard Boys gang. The Backyard Boys have a hideout on Clay Street. The right cheek, that matches the eyewitnesses as to its origin, but has had it since at least age 18. Felicia attacked a crime, has been arrested several times, but been caught with the law lessening severity of her punishment. Okay.
Maybe it would be wise to take a look around outside before we enter. Just a thought.
Hello. Hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. Okay. Because I mentioned where? Thing in the ranks. Oh, you're to ground. Alright. Now here we go. I had it on Clay Street in Central Miners End. Right. I'm going to pin it on my map and then I'm going to pause the stream for just 1 minute while I feed the puppy because she's getting a bit angsty just now and it's dinner time for her. Clay Street. Clay Street. Here we go. Right. There'll do it. Perfect. Okay. Don't go anywhere just now. I'll be right back. Or if you can, give a follow or subscribe on YouTube and you'll catch other videos as well. I'll be back as quick as I can. I am back. Thank you so much for your patience. And that's the puppy Wolfing down our food in Central Miners End. Okay, so Clay Street. So yeah, probably around about this section here. Nearest fast travel spot. This bridge, really. That's fine. Excellent. So John wanted me to thin the ranks. John, keep an ear to the ground when near where the Backer Boys hang out. This might help us with the undoubtedly dangerous encounter. So I think this has a trophy assigned to it as well. And you're supposed to visit Felicia and her gang. The Backer Boys eavesdrop on 2 thugs near their hideout, and they will reveal a new person you can talk to. The Pipe. Put on some dirty clothes like vagabond rags before approaching him in Miners Market. This won't negate the trophy for speaking to everyone dressed as a police officer, as he does not count as a suspect. Right, perfect. Happy days. So let's pin that just now and go, go where we need to. If we do some listening in, hopefully we can find Mr. The Pipe and see what he has to say.
Other gangs are planning an attack on the...
Here we go. Winded. No, get a gun. Limping brass. Owes me money. Beggar's informant. There we go. That pike can be found in the marketplace in St. Mary's End on Market Road. Excellent. So if I run around the corner, come back here for pin that, come to my wardrobe, vagabond, and there we go. That should hopefully help. Oh, the market. Miners Market. This way. Found it in the marketplace.
Buy some clothes and help me feed my family.
End.
The best the flea markets can offer.
Limp left leg. What's going on? Is that him? They are going to tax overheard. Is that the Pipe? The limping information broker of the guys calling in his beggar informants. Fine. So limping left leg, probably him.
Hello, mister. I've got some information for you. Heard you were asking.
Have you now? Well, let's hear it.
Ooh, what do I tell him? Attack is real.
All of them bandits are getting ready for a bruising. Sticks and guns and angry faces all round.
I see. Better get the boys ready. Take this for your trouble.
Oh, thank you kindly, sir. Thank you.
Now we can get all of you at once. Be ready.
There we go, Friends in All Places trophy. Beautiful. Alright, I think I know what is mean now based on that dialogue.
Buy some clothes and help
So,
me feed my family.
there's going to be more of them when I start the gunfight. That's fine, I can live with that. Okay, back to Clay Street and Miner's End. And let's see what we've got, chat. Let's see what we've got. Oh, here we go. Is this it? Yep. Gunfight right away. Oh, here we go. Show 'em who's boss, eh? I hate those guys. The ones with the shotguns, they shoot twice, and if they catch you at the right moment, you can't really escape them. And the best way to get them is from behind. It's a bit of a pain.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
We can overcome the brute now.
I will end you.
There we go, that worked quite well on him.
Too simple.
Oh, right in the middle there, that's good.
The snuff's ready.
No more crime.
Off with his hat. Oh, another guy there. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's got a mask on.
Too simple.
The snuff. Time to knock this guy out.
Perfect. Snuff's ready as well, which could be helpful.
No more crime for you. And
give him the pepper snuff.
Huh, he didn't even do anything to stop me there.
don't bother.
The snuff's ready.
Oh, missed him. Oh. There we go.
No more.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I'll put you 6 feet under.
I thought we were against murder.
I didn't mean to kill him. I thought I was hitting the mask.
Okay, okay, I give up, I give up.
Whoops.
And here we are, Miss Sevigny.
See what she has to say for
Where we
herself?
can talk about all your recent activities. We have a nice profile on you, you know.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Is there nothing you didn't do, Miss Sevigny? Thieve for the gang, break into the Armor Capello office, kill Niccolo Detti?
What? Kill? I didn't kill nobody. No, how?
So you admit the rest. I suppose you won't mind explaining some things to me then. You were in the Armor Capello office yesterday evening, Miss Sevigny. The same place that Niccolo Detti was found dead today. What happened?
How would you know? You can't prove anything?
It's
I
written
can
all
prove
over you, Miss
everything.
Sevigny. I presume you did not intend your evening to end with a fall over the railing and a fracas with felines. Need I continue?
Zut alors! It was just a job, nothing else. I was asked to come. Here, see for yourself. I don't know who hired me, but I think they wanted to pin the crime on me. Poor Niccolo.
When were you offered this job?
Ah, mon Dieu. I don't remember precisely. I think the letter arrived around 9:30 in the evening. It sounded tricky, but the money was good.
And you arrived at the office?
Perhaps 45 minutes later? I am very good, sir. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
I don't like lies.
No, wait. Okay. It took 15 minutes. All right? Still impressive, no?
You knew Mr. Detti, how?
Niccolo and I grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years, then ran into him on the street, smiling with some lovely lady on his arm.
And that was the last time you saw him alive?
Well, until I found him dead yesterday. That same woman was there, too. It can't be coincidence.
You saw a woman in the office?
Mm-hmm. She started screaming, so I slammed the safe door and ran
There we
when
go.
I saw a guard coming.
Your thieving days may well be over, Miss Sevigny. Until this matter is resolved, you will remain here. Good day.
It's all coming together. Speak to the husband first.
Long day.
Mr. Capello, have you anything to say about the burglar's claims?
Not a whit. The woman is a liar and a criminal. I don't give it the slightest credence, and neither should you.
Fine. Although I think your wife will, considering I'm pretty sure she was having an affair.
What exactly was your relationship with Niccolo Detti?
Who? What are you talking about?
Madam, please, a young woman dedicated to her music and an enthusiastic artist. Your marriage to Basilio could not have offered all you needed. And then about 6 months ago, you met Niccolo Detti. There was a spark, you started to see each other. It brought passion back into your life.
How could you?
But your tryst didn't go unnoticed. Felicia Sevigny spotted you with Niccolo, but rather than cease your affair, you took care to avoid the public eye. You started working with your husband at the office and met your lover there in the evening after Basilio departed. Billy would not notice, and you hoped neither would your husband. Do I have this right so far?
Yes. I love Basilio, I truly do. But his first passion is his work. I respect that, but it left me adrift. Niccolo. Oh, sweet Niccolo. He was the man I needed. If he had had any other name, I would have talked to Basilio. But he was a Detti.
And your husband suspected something.
I think he did. He asked questions. Billy's schedule was moved forwards. Yes, he suspected.
And thus we arrive at the heart of the matter. How did Mr. Detti end up deceased in the safe?
I do not know.
Madam?
I don't know anything about his death.
Are you sure this is how you wish to proceed?
It is the truth. Please, just leave me be.
Nope, lawful neutral trophy. Excellent.
It is a shame it has come to this, but it is patently obvious that you are responsible for Niccolo Detti's death.
Yep.
How dare you? I wouldn't want him to.
I see you need some persuasion. I know that Niccolo Detti went to the office to meet you.
Why can't I out there?
It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office
I
once
say, why can't I
Basilio
find it
left.
when I'm looking for it?
This time, he returned. So you hid Niccolo in the safe. A foolish move.
I didn't know the code had changed. It was the only choice. I couldn't let him be found. I loved him.
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way.
And a letter to Felicia.
To free Mr. Detti, you hired Felicia Sevigny, a petty burglar, to crack the safe. And as a result, you killed your lover.
No. It's because the combination had changed. It is not my fault.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband. And
He's
I know
going
why.
to jail. Lawyer's letter. There we go.
You were afraid how it would affect the reputation of the Capellos, and you feared what your husband would do as a consequence.
He's a good man, but he cares about his business, about the family. It would have destroyed him.
And now he's accused of murder, Mrs. Capello. How considerate of you.
Mio Dio, how did this all happen?
Ooh. Let's say fix this. Let's be kind.
Mrs. Capello, there is a way out of this mess. When the inspector arrives, tell him very little, insist you were with your husband and that he is innocent. But afterwards, you must tell Basilio about Niccolo. You wronged your husband. He deserves the truth.
Perhaps. Yes, I believe you are right. Please give me some time to prepare myself.
What do you think, guys? Did I make the right choice there? Or should I send her to jail?
I'm behind you with this one. Some people deserve a second chance.
No, well, John thinks she deserved a second chance. And I got the guilty trophy there. 1 second, the dog's up to something in the garden. We'll be right back and then we'll start a final case. There we go, chat, that's me back. Sorry for the delay. Puppy was winding up the neighbours in the back garden. So, got a few trophies there. I'm just going to double check what's left, but I'm pretty sure not a lot. 34 out of 39 earned. So, five trophies left, including the platinum. So I've got Rumour Has It, Lift the curtain on Bohemian Life. Daredevil, fighting all of the bandit layers. That'll be the last one I pop. Closing a chapter, remember everything. So that's story related. And Vengeance of the Lamb, get justice for Fabio. So it looks like lift the curtain on Bohemian Life and get justice for Fabio are specific to my next case. Meanwhile, Daredevil is of course the bandit layers. I've only got one left to do, but I say I'll be popping that. Oh no, wait. No, when I start the next case it's point of no return, so I have to do it now. Okay, never mind. That was silly of me, I forgot about that. So let's go do our last street fight, shall we? I'm just going to get my suit back on, look normal again. There we go. And the last one is this one here in Miner's End. Straight down here, I think. No, the other street. There we go. Oh, yep, that's the door there. So yeah, arrest everyone in Miner's End, and that gets me the last challenge. Oh, I don't even have to do the fight. It's popped. That's good to know. That's a Daredevil trophy, a nice wee silver there. Come on, that's it, reloads. Perfect. And where's the other guy?
Don't cry, you'll live.
Shoot off his hat, run over, punch him in the face.
Too simple.
So apparently that's all you need to do to arrest people is just give them a good punch to the face. So that's me down to just, what, 4 trophies left to get now?
Ready.
I mean, realistically I could let them kill me and I'd wrap this up sooner, but...
Take a rest, my friend.
He's all yours now. Go for it. Give him the pepper snuff.
Surprised I got both those shots right. Oh! Quiet.
No more crime.
Sorry
for
chat,
you.
the puppy has
Snuff's
decided
ready.
to push one of her toys under the couch and of course can't reach it now. Oh Jesus, they both got me there. Run away, run away, run away. Oh. Haha.
I couldn't miss the party.
Great shot.
Too simple.
What about you?
Give him the pepper snuff.
1, 2.
I'm coming.
There we go.
Take a rest.
The snuff's ready.
Okay, do that. I was going to try and run around them, but
Don't
sometimes
bother
they're just a bit
moving.
annoying.
You've lost.
He's left. Big guy here.
We can overcome the brute now.
There we go, right on his gun belt. And a swift one to the face.
No more crime for you until next month.
Yep, next month you can do all your crime again.
Time to knock this guy out.
But no more crime for the rest of July.
Don't
I'm serious.
cry.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Oh shit. Oh, there's another guy just there, that's good.
The
I must
snuff's
have
ready.
decided to run over.
No more.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Perfect. And that's all the bandit layers done. Boom. Discombobulator. I wonder if there's a rank above 3. If there is, I've not done it yet. Never got above 3. Now, yeah, I wonder if I have to play with the modifiers on. Right. Okay, our casebook. Just got these two here. Make sure I've got no exclamation marks left. Nope. Checking my lovely stats. 2 cases remaining, both story related. Oh, completion rank Sherlock Holmes. Right, do my backup saves because I am that paranoid, chat. There we go. 1905 for all of them. Lovely jubbly. Okay. I'm waiting for you at Kurt Mancino's mansion on Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey and Northern Grand Sarri. Come at once. If inconvenient, come anyway. Always your friend Vincent Vogel. P.S. I sent you the appropriate outfit for this place to avoid any unnecessary complications. I hope it fits. That must be the Prince of Darkness one that I was wondering how I got that. Okay, Northern where did they say? Turquoise Lane across from Cordona Abbey. Cordona Abbey, Turquoise Lane. Oh, right near the bandit lair. Travel to a theatre and just run down. For a second I thought I'd set the pin incorrectly there. I see you, puppy, I see you. You keep playing with your rope toy. On Turquoise Lane. I have to go to the bandit lair, don't I? Unless it's at this building here. Because that's the church, so... Right, I can't get in there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, everyone's in similar costumes. Take a wee screenshot there.
Enjoy the evening, sir. There is still plenty of time before the grand finale.
All right.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What if I write an article about these people here? Can you help me gather information about Cordona's elite?
Not sure if that's the word I'd use for them. Oh! Alright. So let's see, what are the trophies specifically in this one, and what do they require? You enter the... So this is rumour has it. In the main hall, several private areas go off to the sides with rich people talking about secrets. John issues a challenge. You'll press to eavesdrop on them and do this twice to obtain the trophy. Okay. That's a nice easy start there.
Do you know what was here before
Find out the eerie history of the mansion. Ruins? Found cultist. Ancestral home. Mysterious disappearance. Expensive line, nah. Auction, nah. Magic circle. There we go.
That's what I like about this party. Bring me more.
And you still need a crack, despite being ethereal.
Base hedonists.
Anyone else gossiping? Oh.
Sherlock! Friend! I wasn't sure you'd come.
Werner, I see you are not yourself.
The more time you spend here in Cordona, the more I feel it my duty to bring you into our world and show you all we have to offer.
And what is on offer today?
Pleasure, indulgence, relief, and relaxation. You've earned some time for yourself, have you not?
Those who know me would say I'm incapable of it.
Nonsense. I refuse to believe there is anyone permitted to know Sherlock Holmes.
You may be right.
Then free yourself from inhibition and expectation. The night is young, and so are the guests. You should try to enjoy both. It's not
That's just a little creepy.
Men to spend every night alone, and certainly not in a house filled with such melancholic memories.
I must admit, my travels have proven more taxing than expected. I'm less confident in my life and myself. Time of relaxation seems a distant dream.
So can I tempt you with a physical aid to your moral consolations? There's wine, of course. Something to smoke. Or perhaps an artificial paradise? Yes, something more spiritual. A potentiator to sharpen the mind. A 7% solution of, well, that'd be telling, but you must try it.
Is this how he gets hooked on drugs?
My mind already operates at a far higher level than most. I struggle to believe anything could improve it. My ultimate duty is to provide the world with truth, and I do that perfectly well as is.
Duty? You've never cared about that before.
Of course I do. Exposing a lie, revealing a fact, that is a moral responsibility.
That's not morality. Morals are what happens afterwards when truth collides with consequence. Do you ever follow up on cases you solved? Do you ever see what happened next? Visit the victims? Ensure justice is served in the courts? And how do you choose where to direct your attention? Are there not deserving causes to which your brilliance could be applied but isn't?
You ascribe me more power than I possess. I have a narrow skill set and work within that mandate. What occurs afterward is irrelevant.
With every action or inaction, you place a finger on the scales of morality. Many in the city would see you as abdicating your responsibility.
I haven't.
Not me, of course. Morality is subjective, just like truth. There is little to be gained from indulging in it, and far better things to indulge in. Now I must insist on easing any burdens I've placed upon your shoulders. Show yourself a kindness, and try this rather delectable concoction.
If this solution truly does assist with thinking, then perhaps it would be puerile to overlook an opportunity to study it. I'll take it with me.
Yes, Sherlock. Very good. And now, our evening begins in earnest. I just remembered. I'm sorry, Sherlock. My mind's delightfully impaired. Please take this key. It opens the altar room, past the library.
Pardon? Altar room? What now, Werner?
Go quickly and find our Fabio. Only you can make him talk. I'll join you in a minute.
that's a interesting set of stuff. Let's see if I can find these people I'm still meant to...
Nancho's had to enforce the masks after this.
There's a few there I wasn't so sure on.
Nancho's had to
I was just making sure some of the ones I'd...
I think they're suspicious.
Oh, quiet,
They
John.
were checking you out.
Nancho's had to
Just making sure some of those ones I'd selected previously weren't actually correct.
I'll pin them down with this scoop. Thank you, Sherlock.
There we go, rumour has it. Oh, flying through the trophies. Right, so I've got key to the room of the mansion, altar room of the mansion. Get keys, I could talk to someone named Fabio in the altar room.
I've worked up an appetite since the last party.
My goodness, Sherlock. They made a blood fountain.
No, John, it's definitely not blood, just wine. Cahors at a guess.
Oh my.
My God. Was he here this whole time?
I always try and do the body last.
Enough cigars to burn down the entire mansion.
I wonder what that's used for.
Why don't people tidy up after themselves? Blood. A sturdy bottle met a not-so-sturdy human. It didn't break only because it was unopened. An open wound spoiled the carpet.
Okay. Wait, did I not? No side.
A person leaned against the doorframe. They left a smudged trail of blood. The wounded person was here for some time. A bloody handprint on an armchair. There appear to be no further traces leading to the altar.
Interesting.
The sign reminds me of the astrological symbol for Mars. The herbs here are Salvia divinorum. They have a slight hallucinogenic effect to emphasize the ceremony. This elaborate box must be for the ritual dagger. The ointment smells mouse-like. I presume it is an aphrodisiac prepared from a Spanish fly. This oil has a slight aroma of flowers and olive. This one looks like a twisted symbol of Venus, drawn in a hurry.
Okay, to the body. Blunt force?
A blunt force trauma. May have suffered an internal hemorrhage.
Oh.
This crude tattoo partially covers a slave branding.
Interesting.
The dagger is heavy and sharp, but lacks balance. This golden handle has a bloodstain on it. This worm-like sigil has been drawn with his own blood. The victim has clenched the fabric so firmly in his fist that it's nigh impossible to remove it.
Hmm. They're not there for also implies being there a while. The wind, of course.
The wound is deep. A precise strike reached the heart. He died right here.
Hmm. Logo.
Werner, care to explain what is going on here?
On nights like these, it's not unusual for some attendees to get a little exuberant. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately, it appears things have gotten out of hand. Yes, some are more prone to bend the rules of morality.
That's murder. I doubt there's anything left to bend. Why did you not tell me immediately? We were chatting about trivial matters for some time.
If I'm completely honest, Sherlock, I've consumed a rather potent cocktail of substances. My attention slips and drifts. But I'm glad I thought to call for you.
You sent me a disguise.
Oh dear, did I? Well, since I found the body, Mr. Manchios has agreed that you can investigate the matter. I promise my mind will behave itself going forward.
All right. And pull yourself together, Werner. What is it about these nights that you were so eager to share with me?
Well, they're not always in the evenings, but they are in the shadows. People gather to test their boundaries in a safe and consensual atmosphere. Often with more stains than your typical crime scene. But that is the point. Who are we to judge?
I suppose that's fair. What about today, then? Was anything different?
Well, I was invited as a special guest. It was supposed to be a time of both divine and carnal pleasures. A scratch for every unconventional itch.
I imagine you're reeling from your shattered expectations.
On the contrary, there is still spectacle, stimulation, and release, merely in a different form. I like to let life entertain me.
Or death.
Let's just work our way through
Mr.
these.
Manchios is the owner of the manor, yes?
And the host of Cordona's most memorable parties. He promises even the ugliest guest a partner for the night. And for the ones with more unconventional tastes, Mr. Manchios provides other services.
What a caring person.
You cannot begin to imagine.
How did you discover the body? In between guzzles of alcohol?
I was set to perform in a fecundity rite with Fabio and came to inquire further. It was a staged ritual where he was to play the principle of life.
And the rehearsal was unsuccessful?
Huh. Who knows? I found him alone on the altar, his blood dripping to the floor.
And then?
Then I called Mr. Manchios. He was panicking, so I told him about you. We left the room and locked the door. Then, we were...
Filling time?
Waiting for you was stressful. We indulged in some simple comforts. Overindulged, perhaps.
Were you well acquainted with Fabio, the victim?
Everyone knew Fabio, or wanted to. His beauty was the talk of the island. Too handsome to go unnoticed. He was magnetic. Fat wallets fought for the privilege of having him. He offered the pleasures of performance, and more.
What about the fertility ritual? There was something about Fabio being a principle of life.
Fabio was supposed to portray the beauty of life's origin. Flowers, oil... Not this travesty that seems straight out of the Inquisition.
So this ritual is not the fertility rite. What was it meant to look like?
It begins with a woman lying naked in a flower bed on the altar. She represents Gaia, the earth. As I cover her in oils, we chant for the principle. As our calls reach a climax, Fabio enters and copulates with her. After he finishes, I stab her with a dagger. That part's just pretend, of course.
But the intercourse is not?
I did not expect you to be such a prude. Are you a virgin? It is nothing to be ashamed of, but it would explain the color of your cheeks. The fertility rite marks the start of our festivities. The principle of life is beautiful, intimate, essential. It must not be stopped.
Yet it appears that someone did stop it. What about the naked woman? Can you tell me anything about her?
Oh yes, Matista. She's one of Fabio's compatriots and a performer too. I haven't seen her today, actually.
When you discovered the body, was the door open?
No, it was locked. Oh, that reminds me. It's a minor detail, but the first time I came to speak to Fabio, I left without entering, having been unable to open the door.
You didn't have the key?
No, I had it. Don't look at me like that. I was mostly sober. I suspect there was a key in the other side of the door, blocking the lock.
That detail may very well be major, Werner. Well done. So you returned later, only to find the lock was not blocked?
Correct. After an hour had passed, I tried again and was able to unlock the door. That's when I discovered poor, handsome Fabio.
The police remain unaware of this tragic event?
Some of them may be hiding behind their masks. They conceal many things. But we didn't want the authorities to create more problems. Besides, after a few cocktails, their incompetence will have soared to new heights.
How do you know I even want the case?
I promised you relaxation. If there's one thing I know about you, Sherlock, it's that nothing soothes you more than a good mystery.
That's true. Okay, there's a door over here I want to try. Dressing room, what have we got here?
Handcrafted and luxurious cufflinks. There's also a note. For my Fabio, Banchos. The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The key is similar to the one that Vogel gave me. The capital F on the key fob might refer to Fabio.
Cool masks.
Would you recognise me in one of these? I suppose not.
This is a different ritual.
How can anyone accept such behaviour?
A useful tool for a disguise arsenal.
Okay, lots of wee things there. Water, wine.
The pitcher is empty, but with puddles around it. blood clots are adhered to the sides of the drain.
Okay. Missing rope.
Identical to the robes the guests are wearing. Props, decorations, and tools for a more detailed set.
Interesting.
You've got a lot to do, Sherlock.
Okay, so key to altar room is where I'm at.
May I ask for your assistance?
I have nothing to hide, sir, but I've never heard of this.
These medieval botany and chemistry books look even more satanic than the occult one. Romantic poetry and prose. Someone's in Codex Orchis. Why does this occult book sound like a flower? Well-known and recent plays to keep up to date with the current trends.
Oh, these crime scenes always outdo my imagination.
Similar to the guests' robes, apart from the bloodstains.
So, Sherry, do you have any ideas about the case?
Perhaps. I think I can deduce what happened here. The bottle was used as a weapon during a scuffle in the smoking lounge. Then, to ensure no one would interrupt, the murderer locked the door. The unconscious body of the victim was moved to the altar room. Once the body was on the altar, the murderer thrust the dagger into the victim's heart. Symbols were drawn with the blood. The wardrobe was used to hide the bloodied robe from anyone's eyes. The killer washed himself and took a clean robe from the hanger before leaving.
Are you all right? You're on the floor, not moving.
I think I know what happened here.
Me too. Not sure it was a cover. Okay, we've got lines of dialogue on both of them.
I'm starting to put the pieces together.
Fabio was stabbed.
I see nothing gets past you, Werner. Yes, he was stabbed, but only after being knocked out in the next room and placed here. I do not yet know why.
So, who's responsible?
Well, it was one person working alone, and the murderer has now donned a robe. He or she could be hiding in plain sight. We have lost time, Werner, but your discretion may prove to be a benediction after all. The murderer had to have access to this room. After the crime, he used his own key to lock the door. So, who had the key to the altar room?
I'm not sure. As a special guest, I was provided one by Mr. Manchios. He should be able to tell you of any others.
Where can I find him?
Most likely in the main hall, entertaining his guests. He has a mask with golden stars. You can't miss him. But please be discreet. We don't want to risk disturbing the revelry.
Oh, of course.
I know you can untangle this mess.
Well, I heard the finale will be splendid.
Come on, where is he? Golden stars. They all have bloody stars on the mask. Well, at least most of them do. You nervous? Tense and brittle.
Kurt Manchios, I
There we
presume.
go.
I'm Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, you must be the one Werner told me about. What a sweet voice you have. It must belong to a handsome young man. Can I call you Sherlock?
That is
As you
my name.
wish, Mr. Manchios. Mr. Vogel asked me to help you. The body in the altar room requires answers, and quickly. I suspect the murderer to still be here.
What? Lower your voice. I don't want anyone to hear us.
Did you know Fabio well?
People are starting to look at us, Sherlock. Change the subject. I can't believe what happened to him. To me. Such an atrocity. Think what it means for me. A wonderful evening for so many good, influential, and rich people has been ruined. I have betrayed all my promises of exotic delights.
I don't understand. Surely a murder would affect your reputation to a greater extent.
Please, isn't this why you are here? I thought you were a silent magician. Do your tricks and make it go away.
It's
I need
not
to
how it
find all
works.
those who had the key to the altar room. As far as I know, Mr. Vogel, Fabio, and you had access to it. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Also, Matista and Santos.
Santos? Who is that?
Santos Pinchetti, my major domo. In his opinion, at least.
I'd like to speak to Mr. Pinchetti and Matista. Do you have somewhere I might have a private conversation with them?
Of course, of course. Let me think. Matista is entertaining the guests somewhere, and Santos... Oh, yes. He will be busy with the servants. Or the cook. What's that noise? What's going on?
Oh no, what is going on?
Freeze, filth. You're under arrest.
Oh well. This has took a turn. What on earth? Well, that's dangerous. I quite like this. Good music choice. Fun times ahead then.
You committed a crime, and now I have to free you, kiss your hand, and apologize for the inconvenience.
I did tell you that Mr. Vogel and I were innocent. I emphasized it in my statement.
Your statement? Thanks to some bigwigs who work for the so-called good of the country by releasing fleas like you. Thank God we have Vogel in this letter. Once I get to that goldfish, I'll...
Bigwig? Oh, my wretched brother Mycroft and his long nose.
Wait, did you say Mycroft? Mycroft Holmes? Are you the youngest son of Violet Holmes, rest her soul?
You knew my mother?
Not personally, no. Not exactly. I was working on the paperwork for that case.
Would you happen to remember anything of the events?
Well, I didn't make the inquiry, but I remember seeing some notes. Why?
You must help me. It would mean a great deal to me if you could find any information about that day.
Huh. Got you hooked, right? You know what? Stark and the others think they're the smartest here, thanks to you. Let me get this straight. Are you listening to me, lad?
I'm all ears.
Take this case. Report to me only, to Constable Harvey Oswald. I'll leave everything I have on this table. Find the murderer. Be a real copper. Question the suspects, make them sing, give me something substantial.
And if Mr. Vogel is not a suspect?
If he's innocent, then you can take your favourite degenerate away from here. If you slip or mess with the evidence, then trust me, your brother won't save you from my bludgeon. Meanwhile, I'll be checking the archive for you. If anybody asks, then you're a consulting detective.
Let's make a start then, partner.
I'm glad we managed to get the scoop before the raid.
Okay, so on the police investigation, imprisoned Vogel, and the handcufflinks. Nothing new there at the moment. Let's look at all this evidence that he's got then. Okay, witnesses, something for the main palace. Everyone that's been arrested. It's good to know. Oh, keys. Keys are good. I like keys.
Back on track to solve the case.
What's this one? Okay. Lots to ask about. Lots of new things here. Pinchetti is a suspect. Just make sure they've all been checked right, so none of them connect anymore. Whew, lots to ask about.
Look, I found Werner.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Positive.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Oh, I don't like that. Say I'm our slave. No more marks. I mean, based on what she said.
You have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale? It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, And the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Cordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
That's a shame.
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
Lovely. Ah, there we go. 2 options. That's a bit better. Yep, nothing else to connect each other. Okay. Who else is there to speak to?
Good day, Mr. Manchios. I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained boors. Although I don't mind meeting young officers. The new blood here.
If you cooperate in finding Fabio's
He has a
murderer,
weird one.
there will be no need to meet with the boars again.
That voice. Werner's friend? You're the policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
Sharp-tongued, I like it. May I presume this tongue will get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy, after all.
I need to examine it first.
Try and make himself a little younger than he is. Wet hands doesn't help his case right now.
You are a little over the top with your use of makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it shouldn't be an issue for someone of your status.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't important. Or rather, it was less important than who or what I was focused on.
Mr. Vogel told me
Ask
a little
questions
about
before we
your
go to the
parties,
evidence,
but
but
I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true labourers, I see. Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
What was Fabio like? His personality, his habits? Anything you can tell me?
He was the brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
Where's those cufflinks?
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protégé and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else. I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. You'd better ask someone else. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that. You'd better ask someone else.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk.
And you know what they say about snitches?
I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
Okay. There's still lots of things to ask about. Mind Palace. Oh, what's here? Washed himself after the murder. Yes, very interested in that tidbit. Washed himself after the murder. That's what I'm going with. Just making sure everything else has been checked. I think I hear a cat meowing outside. Awfully loud. Poor thing. Hope it's okay. Yes, I spoke to you. No one in there. No one in here. Oh, here we go.
All right.
Oh, yes, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation. I find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
No.
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
Also, because I don't fully trust him is the main reason why I'm not willing to white lie for him.
I can't follow you here. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I'm not supposed to know anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I can't follow you here. I don't think I can tell you anything.
The main reason I go through it like
I
this
can't
is just
follow
to
you
make
here.
sure I cover
I
everything.
have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you?
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him. I know you can untangle this mess.
Okay, well, we have no one in here. This door doesn't unlock.
I know I can
Nothing
dance.
new from you. Not be anything new from you. This was the cell I was in. No one in here. No one in here. So where is Santos? Is he
This area is
downstairs?
restricted.
What? This makes him a person wish to in the archives to question him as a suspect. Okay.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here.
Thank you.
They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Seven, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
I think the way you observed people in the previous games was better than this one.
You are the major domo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide, under heavy makeup, a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
Do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer does not meet your elementary needs.
One can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Apologies, my phone rang there.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest.
I'm knocking things over.
And cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always Fabio-centric.
And Matista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests. Unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
Interesting. So, I'm probably going to be on... I wonder if they've all had a box that I've missed. Might need to check all the rooms again. So mother half's on the way home with company, so I'm going to be playing the rest of this game without any input, so I'll be on mute. But I'm not stopping the stream. I'm here to finish the game tonight, so I'll be finishing the game tonight. Nothing there. Right. Will and no. Evidence ticket.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body, who has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
Okay. I need to go back to Santos with that one.
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle.
Huh?
And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love. Cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
Okay, lines of dialogue, evidence ticket. Who have I speak to the evidence ticket about? Right.
Please let me out.
You don't want to speak to me anymore.
The air here is rather refreshing.
You don't want to speak to me.
I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
I can't wrap my head around such a
tragedy. You don't want to speak to me.
I know I can.
And you don't want to speak to me. Mind Palace. Don't believe it was him. Oh, Mind Palace again. blood. Evidence ticket. In the evidence room. Ah, okay, evidence room. Where's that? That's Inspector's. The evidence room. Perfect.
Good day. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me. I'm a consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates. Wait a second. I'll bring it to the table.
Thank you. Oh, that is a lot of evidence. 9 pieces. Let's work our way through it. Oh, is your mind unsoured? You cannot control a bit in this army anyway. From Fabio.
Not the time for privacy. Werner's personal sketchbook. An emergency kit for boredom.
Signet ring?
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone.
All the keys.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner.
So that's Kurt. What is that?
A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Ah, that's the woman.
Her key to the altar room.
Power of love.
That's not
blood
for bedtime
and
reading. This ex libris belongs to Manchios Library. The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room. Thank you, officer.
Oh, okay, that's them home, so I'll be muting myself now. Sorry I won't be back on chat.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall. I cast a spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so. Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose I'm not as skilled as I thought.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
What are you talking about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protégé wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book were inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
I can't follow you here. I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
you being on a bender?
Touché.
Please let me out. Please let me out.
The air here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
I know I can handle the news.
The murder of Fabio did not have a ritual purpose, Mr. Manchios. It was staged by a man who wished to distract the investigation.
That might be true. That poor girl Matista wouldn't dare to kill the only man who cared for her. So, Santos.
Mr. Pinchetti snatched at the chance to solve his problems.
Ungrateful little scum. Will he be executed?
But what for? He informed the police as to the crime, that was all. He couldn't stage the ritual, but he found the body, I believe.
I can't believe it. Why did Werner do it?
Mr. Vogel. He had no reason, and he won't be a scapegoat as you plan. You put Fabio's letter in his pocket when he was intoxicated, didn't you?
You can't be serious.
You staged the murder as a satanic ritual. It was easy for you, since you were the one who wrote the scenarios for the parties. It was your way of avoiding suspicion. A respectable man in his 60s...
Early 60s.
...who hosts the cream of Cordona's society cannot possibly be a murderer. But the guests who behave like animals in his mansion, of course, one of them could have killed Fabio.
I did oversee a few of the rituals, but I did not stage Fabio's death.
We can very often deduce someone's life by their shoes or their fingernails. You are a meticulous person, but this murder was fairly traumatic and filthy. After you stabbed Fabio, you were covered in blood. You panicked and neglected to rinse the soap from under your fingernails. The devil is in the details, Mr. Manchios.
Nonsense. I missed it simply because of the busy schedule of the party.
Of course, a staged murder was certainly not planned. You're at the twilight of your life. You have no partner, you have no children. You had feelings, however, for one man. That was Fabio. You loved him. That is, you wished to own him with money and gifts. But he was also a free mind, was he not? He turned his back on him. Quite unjust. Love, so cruel and painful, and Fabio, with his words and deeds, made you feel the more wretched. So you killed him.
You must surely perceive that my sensitive nature wouldn't allow me to hurt anyone.
The young performer played with your emotions. That was painful to realize. You spent so much time and effort to be with Fabio, but he didn't respond in the way you would have liked. You wanted to be loved. Fabio shattered your dreams. In the smoking lounge, he teased and mocked you. He wanted you to suffer by offering himself to others. The deception was unbearable. You struck him, and then you staged the ritual. You planted the letter in Vogel's pocket and attempted to set up Matista.
What poppycock? Sherlock, stop this game now.
There is no stop word, Mr. Manchios. Relax and enjoy it. I'll pass the remainder of this case to Constable Oswald. He'll know what to do with you.
I can't believe you dared to accuse me.
I have a name for you. Kurt Manchios.
Is that so? The Master of the Sabbath?
The man himself. Mr. Manchios couldn't stand to lose control over his lover. A deadly revenge that deserves a proper sentence. I have all the evidence to charge him.
A degenerate and a murderer. I'll make a name thanks to that for sure. As for my part, not everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered. The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed, and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
Whatever the truth, it had to be revealed. The victim deserved it.
Well, you seem confident in the value of your actions. I guess since I'm free, you were heard after all. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually, you were. For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous. Perhaps someone found the truth unpleasant. Society usually rejects those who speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain silent.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
I take your point. There are some limits on us all, some compromises we must make. Despite my best efforts, we cannot remain entirely objective.
I didn't want to sadden you, Sherlock, only to make you think beyond your boundaries. You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
I hope this child will find his place in the world. He has great potential.
Sherry, please listen to me. Sherry.
John, I always listen to you.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to go through. I don't know what is beyond this door, but I can feel it. Buzzing, angry, like a fly at the window.
I know. I can sense it too.
You locked away this memory for a reason. There is only pain here.
Pain? And truth.
You do not need to suffer either. There is so much more we can do on Cordona, so many others we can help. There is no coming back from this.
John, my animum, my brother, there is nothing more important in this moment than this truth. I know you fear for me, but my path was set long ago. I can no more step off it than I can ask the avalanche to roll back uphill.
Just please be careful, Sherry. I love you.
Quite. Come on. We'll go together. Why didn't I remember we had such a big garden?
Maybe you forgot it for your own good.
That's from Mother's favorite tea set. What is it doing in here?
Come here, Sherry. Hurry!
These must help calm her down.
What are you thinking about? Is everything all right?
Ah, yes. The statue of Merope. My mother was trying to restore it. Pity she never had the opportunity to finish. Don't go, Mother, wait! I remember this artifact from Mother's collection. Mother's work journal. I liked poring over the detailed pages and reading about my parents' collection.
Here it is. We'll just borrow it for a while.
Did you hear that? Someone's coming. Let's take a peek. You call this progress? Charlotte, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
Any result is progress, even if it is a worsening of her condition. It informs my...
No. I have made my decision. She must be sent to a legitimate medical facility. I will not let her hurt Sherlock.
What? Master Holmes, you do not understand.
That will be all. I expect you to have left the house by week's end.
Sherry, say something. Can you hear me? You're scaring me.
Sherry, come in. Darling. Sherlock, I'm here. Come closer.
Coming, Mother. This was from my mother, wasn't it? I remember how we came to the garden for a breath of fresh air.
Take me to my flowers, Sherry. They must already be in bloom.
As you wish, Mum. I bet you missed the fresh air, didn't you?
Terribly. The sun is far brighter than I remember. But I like it.
We can walk each day from now on, if you want.
That would be wonderful. Just look at them. The stars of the earth. Even the sky must be jealous of their beauty.
Indeed. Mother, would you like to go around the water?
That would be perfect. I always wanted such a nice pond in London. It looks so peaceful.
Mycroft knew you would like it.
We should put some fish in it, don't you think?
How about some carp?
That's a nice idea. Let's visit your father's tree. It grows so fast, just like you.
We could even build a tree house in it.
Yes, Sherry. Speaking of your father, could you call him out, please?
Mom! I'm sorry. He passed away. He's gone.
No, he's not.
I'm telling the truth. Did you forget again?
No! Don't you dare say such things! You are a liar like all the others!
Mother!
Don't call me that! You aren't fooling me!
No! Mom, it hurts!
My son would never lie!
Mom, stop!
Who are you? Reveal yourself!
Please, stop! It's me, Sherlock!
You are not my Sherry! Get me my son back or I'll stab you!
Sherlock. Sherlock. Can you hear me? Come on, wake up.
Get off me.
Sherry.
You knew, and more than that, you hid it from me.
You couldn't bear the truth, Sherlock, so I shouldered it for you. I took your pain, your horror.
You. It was your idea. The sedative, that was you.
She was hurting us. Sherry. I couldn't bear to see you suffer.
So you killed my mother. My worst impulses, my darkest thoughts, they're you. You were a lie, John. A fiction. A crutch.
No, I was a friend. Sherlock, please.
Sherlock?
What?
Are you okay?
I don't know.
I told you not to come, Sherlock. Where is he?
Who?
Your friend, John.
He's beside you.
Was all this worth it? Is he worth it?
Why is he here?
I think, in his own way, he was trying to protect me. A truth I couldn't bear. But now I must face it.
Whoa, 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 Sherry. What are you doing?
There is only one way through.
Through what? What do you mean?
My entire life, my work, my mind, has been compromised by a malignant force, by a perversion of rationality. By you, John. You're a tumor. You're a poison.
Sherlock.
And like a tumor, you must be excised for the health of the patient.
No, this is the lie, Sherry. I protected you. I am your friend, your brother. You know me. You know me. I was always there for you. When your mother lashed out, I took the hit. When you were alone, I held you. She was sick. She needed to calm down. I helped her.
You killed her.
No. Yes. No. But it was not meant. Please. Please. I'm scared.
Are you all right?
I think, on the balance of things, no.
That is good news. To be unaffected by today's events would place you in a different pathology entirely. Your time on Cordona is over, Sherlock. Tomorrow we shall board a vessel back to London, and all this, it stays here.
He's gone, Mycroft. I needed to take control. He would help me, but it was a lie because but he's gone. I knew he was wrong. Do you see? I am free. I just had to act.
Yes. In that respect, you are your mother's son.
Why are you here?
Closure, I suppose. And to help a friend.
You and I are not friends. In a race between the thawing of the ice caps and our friendship, I would buy a book.
Ha! Is that right?
I can see it now. I know what you did.
What did I do?
You needled me. From the moment we met, you were searching for weakness. You pushed me to pursue the truth about my mother. You questioned everything I did, everything I believed, to break me. To blur truth and fiction, reality, morality. A saboteur in silk. Was it vengeance, Werner? Or do you prefer Klaus?
Excuse me?
You are Klaus Richter, Otto's younger brother. Do you hold me responsible for his end?
Ha! There was no love lost between me and my brother. I am sure you can relate. Otto was merely the gravity that pulled me into your orbit. Or you into mine. Once I met you, I could not keep away.
Why? What reason do you have for all this?
To help you.
You're lying.
To show you that you were wrong.
More lies. I know you now, Werner. Try again.
To see what had happened. Or is that yet another untruth? Does it matter? Take your pick. Who cares? You're my masterpiece. I turned Sisyphus into Ozymandias. You could not see the futility of your quest until I helped you to let go of the rock. And now, nothing beside remains.
I remain. Despite you, and to spite you.
It is a matter of will and power now. Will you overcome this, or shall you decay? Oh, on that note, I brought you something.
I want nothing more from you.
When one wants for nothing, Sherlock, the best thing to get them is something personal. So, here you are. Now, please excuse me, but the gallery calls. I'm already conceiving my next project. You really are beautiful.
I am all right. I returned to London and enrolled at Cambridge University. Their professors leave something to be desired, or perhaps I simply lack the interest in all but a few lectures. I prefer to spend my time at the local hospital pursuing things of practical use. Medical research, chemical tests and the like. Empirical truths. I try not to think about you. I try not to think about anyone unless it is in the course of an investigation. I've started to help people with their menial mysteries. It keeps the mind occupied. I cannot risk otherwise. I'm not like her. I'm not like you. I am all right. I found it! I found it! I found it!
And what is that?
How far, bruises may be produced after death. How are you? You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive.
How on earth did you know that?
Never mind. The question now is about bruising. No doubt you see the significance of this discovery of mine.
It is interesting, no doubt, but practically...
Why, it is the most practical medico-legal discovery for years. Had we these data sooner, hundreds of men would have paid the penalty for their crimes. Cases oft hinge upon how a man died. Now, we can know which wounds he suffered alive, which occurred post-mortem, and what instrument was responsible. And ergo, one will soon be able to calculate with utmost precision when and where death occurred, sparing the innocent and damning the guilty.
Well, then you are to be congratulated.
Indeed. But, you came here on business?
Correct again. I am looking for someone with whom to take diggings, and heard you were complaining that you could get no one to go halves with you.
I have my eye on a suite in Baker Street, which would suit us down to the ground. You don't mind the smell of strong tobacco, I hope?
I smoke ships myself.
That's good enough. I get in the dumps at times, and don't open my mouth for days on end. Just let me alone, and I'll soon be right. What have you to confess now? It's best for two fellows to know what bruises each other carries before they begin to live together. My last companion and I...
Well, I object to rows because my nerves are shaken, and I get up at all sorts of ungodly hours, and I am extremely lazy. I have another set of vices when I'm well, but those are the principal ones at present.
Do you include violin playing in your category for rout?
It depends on the player. A well-played violin is a treat for the gods. A badly played one.
Oh, no, that's all right. I think we may consider the thing as settled. Oh, forgive my manners. My attention wavers. Sherlock Holmes.
Dr. John Watson.
John.